Hi Viking fans, welcome back to this week's episode of N3. I'm Kaleigh.
And I'm Sydni.
This year's school year just really keeps changing. It's honestly kind of hard to keep up with.
Maybe it's for the better if you think about it. We're seeing things from new teachers to having to check fingerprints to enter the school.
Well, to catch everybody up as well, we're talking about both of these topics in our segment this week. So let's start it off with learning some more about these fingerprints.
5 new fingerprint scanners have been added around the school. The new security system is said to keep our students safe during school hours.
So what happened is through our surveys, our parent surveys, student surveys, staff surveys, one thing that was noted, like I said, was just lack of security in the building. And so once we figured out that we needed to address that, we reached out to different schools and different companies to see what they had available for us. And we just thought the printing was easiest. There were lanyards we could have done with cards, but you lose those. It was like $25 to replace, and kids lose a lot of things these days, as well adults, and we just would hate to go that route. Number one, you're safer. Heaven forbid we'd ever have a problem. This would give us more time to react to a major issue if indeed we had an intruder. So we have front doors. We have the 100 hallway, which is between the old gym and the kitchen. We have the 400 hallway, which is between the girls' lot, it's the girls' lot. North doors by the freshmen, and then the auditorium doors, and then we have band doors as well. And you need to see Natalie in the central office. I think we're really close, but for those left, we still need to have them come in and do it with Natalie.
All students who have yet to register for the new fingerprint system, the front office is assisting with the process.
They just need to come into the office and tell me that they need to get their fingerprint in the system, and it'll only take us about 3 minutes. The best time would be probably in the middle of a class, maybe towards the end when they have their work completed. They can ask their teacher if they can come on down. We do have a new schedule now where even if you have your fingerprint in, if you have to go to the parking lot or anything, then you still have to ring the doorbell so that I know that you're out there and that you have to come in and still check in here in the office. We're still working out all those kinks, but we should have it up and going and ready for operation real soon.
You know, now that I think about it, it was a change for the better. It was keeping everybody safer in ways we didn't have access to before.
You know, I completely agree. It was nice of our administration to think about something like that for us.
Speaking of administration, have you met Mr. Fritsche yet?
I've seen him walking around the halls, but I haven't really gotten a chance to talk to him yet.
Well, I highly recommend it. He is so cool and will definitely make up a great part of Northwest.
Well, I'm excited to hear more about him in this next segment.
For the 2020-2021 school year, Northwest was proud to welcome Mr. Fritsche, the new activities director, to the Viking family.
I'm Matt Fritsche. I'm the activities and athletic director here. I'm from Maywood originally, which is south of North Platte. Been a college basketball coach for the last 10 years, high school basketball coach for 15 before that. I have a wife and 2 kids, 9 and 6.
Superintendent Dr. Edwards gave some insight on the process that brought Mr. Fritsche to Northwest.
Typically when we hire an administrator, obviously we bring them to campus and let them tour the building and see the facilities. And this year we had to do the interviews via Zoom.
It was really quick, and it was an easy choice to want to be here. So just a few days after I applied, it was over. Yeah, it was fast.
You know, Mr. Fritsche was well spoken of, and his prior year experience before coming to Northwest really stood out. And as we worked through the interview and background checks, we determined he was a great fit for Northwest.
Mr. Fritsche is grateful to faculty here at Northwest for his easy transition.
We have, Dr. Edwards is a really good leader, and I have good mentorship with Mr. Smith and Mr. Krupicka and Mr. Mosier, to where I've learned a lot quickly. It's been good.
He's transitioned very well. You know, he didn't technically officially start till August, but he moved here in early June and stepped right in and has come up to speed.
Despite a history of coaching and involvement with athletics, this year has been a lot to handle for the new activities director.
I think that it's a new position for me in general. I've not done it prior to this, so it's been exciting. It's like drinking through a fire hose a little bit. I've learned a lot, and then and I think when you add COVID expectations into it and reschedules because of COVID, it's been particularly complicated. But like I said, we have Mr. Smith he's been an AD prior to this, so he's been just an unbelievable resource.
And a lot of it's a learning experience for him, being a new role in a new community, but I think his fit with our coaching staff, our activity staff, our teaching staff, admin staff all around.
Viking culture is something Fritsche is happy to take part in, excited for student athletes and their teams this year.
We have great student athletes and student activities kids and people that really, and staff and sponsors that really care about their kids and care about their experience. It's been a really fun transition.
He's done a great job getting to know parents and students, and has been available, which has been a great help to the transition.
From all of us at Northwest, we're happy Mr. Fritsche chose to become a Northwest Viking.
He does seem like a pretty cool guy. He's definitely going to help out a lot around here.
That's what I was thinking. And I bet he's already been helping the volleyball team with everything going on with them recently.
Well, speaking of that, have you heard about anything that's going on with them?
I have heard that they are back and looking to start up again, but let's let the sports segment fill us in on it.
Recently, our Viking volleyball team was sanctioned to quarantine for 2 weeks, so we talked with a few players and discussed how they were able to stay positive throughout this roadblock.
The teams held each other accountable during quarantine by making sure everyone attends the Zoom workouts and that we all have touched the ball more than once or twice, like during the 2 weeks.
We did Zoom workouts at the same time that we usually have practice, and we also did ball handling on our own, which is really good because we got to see each other throughout the day when we really don't see anybody when we did online school. So it was just really nice to see everybody and get connected with everyone.
I think they were effective because we were able to do things that we weren't able to do at normal practices, like watch ourselves on film or others.
We wondered if the players considered this to be a setback for the team.
Sometimes we have games back to back, and if we have a bad game and we need things to work on, then we don't have a practice to use it, and we haven't had as many practices. And whereas other teams have already had maybe 5 or 6 games, we haven't had any, and that kind of is a step back because they already had things figured out where we have no idea.
I wouldn't consider this a setback. Depends on the mentality of the athlete. If you're one that's going to go sit at home for 2 weeks and watch Netflix, you're not going to come back as strong as the one that's out working for 2 weeks just waiting to get back onto the court.
I would consider it a setback because while other teams are practicing and playing, we had to sit at home and not get the reps that they were. But we had a practice last night, and the energy and the rhythm we had was like we never left, and so it makes us excited for our game this weekend.
We wish good health upon the team throughout the rest of the season and look forward to seeing them back in action.
At least they are back getting to play some of their season games for this year.
With those new precautions and watching out for other things that could get in their way, it'd be nice to see them finish their season.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment. We are back with Viking in the Village.
This week, Hailey and Danyka have the floor. Let's hear what head-spinning question that they have for us this time around.
Welcome back to Viking in the Village. My name is Hailey Price, and this week's burning question is, what color is a mirror? Let's find out. Blue? Green? I don't know.
It's green. It's green, 100%.
Let's go black, because I swear mirrors could be any color but black. I like black.
Brown.
Every single color.
Reflective.
Reflection? Is that a color?
What color do you think a mirror is?
Oh, goodness. I'd say silver. Yeah, there's a silver background on it, so it's silver.
Like whatever color the object that's like reflecting in it is.
Oh, wow. It's a reflective color. I guess you'd call it somewhat silver.
Whatever color you are wearing that day. That's the color of the mirror.
What color do you think a mirror is?
What color is a mirror? A mirror is any color that is in front of the mirror because it reflects all things. So a mirror, now it has a silver backing, but I would say the color of the mirror is all colors.
That is a difficult question. It depends. Are we talking about the frame or are we talking about the glass?
I think we're talking about the glass.
Well, if we're talking about the glass, and the glass is a reflection, so it is the reflection of light, so it is whatever color the glass, or whatever the color of the room is.
Clear? Like, I don't know, something like the light bounces off of it.
LSTER.
Me. It's the color of me.
What color is a mirror?
Reflective. Because when you stand in front of the mirror, I stand and reflect on my life.
Wow, that question was pretty head-spinning. How would you answer that?
That's tricky. I'd probably say the color of the mirror just depends on what you pointed at, right?
That sounds pretty smart. I'd probably say the same.
All right, everybody. Well, we've come to the end of this week's broadcast. I'm Kaleigh.
And I'm Sydney. See you guys next week.
A-Town. Yeah!
Okay.